patience, practice, performance. This is what it takes to be a world record holder. I would know. I currently have 4 Guinness World Records in Rocket League. Today, I'm going to break down these records, not only how I prepared and got them, but how and why it was important to me to get them. This is how I hold 4 Guinness World Records in Rocket League. To start off, it's important to know I have always had this mindset of needing to break a world record. When I was in school and it was time to go to the library, I wasn't much of a reader, but I always loved checking out the Guinness World Record books to see what kind of wild records there were and if I could break one. I would say to my folks growing up, I'm gonna break the world record for the most backflips on a trampoline or the longest time juggling. I was a kid, but I wanted to be a record holder. Throughout the years, I was very competitive, and in gaming, it was extremely noticeable. I would go for high rounds in zombies or speedrun a game, even holding a speedrun world record for about 5 months. I got involved in VR esports and got to compete at conventions, even becoming a world champion. But I wanted more. When COVID hit, my friends and I were live streaming. We got this idea of breaking the world record for the world's longest recorded live stream through Guinness. At the time, the record was 167 hours. And not to go too deep into this, but after much planning and coordination, we broke the record at 202 hours. But there was an issue. This was my first attempt at breaking a Guinness World Record. And needless to say, you need to document everything. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that 202 hours, 8.5 days of recording is a lot of footage. Needless to say, we were unable to submit the footage, which means it was never Guinness official. This is where our Rocket League story starts. I've been playing Rocket League since its release in 2015. I have always enjoyed the game, and throughout the years, my love for it has grown stronger. Many friends and family knew I was a bit obsessed with breaking records, so people asked all the time, "What's the next record, Joey?" Sitting on this question one day, I said, "Hey, I love Rocket League. I wonder if there's a record I could break." I look up on Guinness records for Rocket League and I see one that catches my eye. The most goals scored in a game of Rocket League. Well, that's an interesting title. Now, in a nutshell, there are quite a few rules to follow to make something Guinness official. And if you have extra money to throw, you can break it within about a week. I don't have a lot of extra money to spend. So this is where the first part comes in, patience. If you want to break a Guinness World Record, you can apply to break it. It will take about 3 months for them just to send you the rules. Unless you have about $800 and they'll send it within just a few business days. After you get the rules, it's very important to understand everything they want because it's a list. Not only do you have to send video evidence, but photo evidence, cover letter, description, and photos of equipment, 2 witness statements. And there are rules on how you need to document these things. But to backtrack a little, we got the rules, and all of these are doable, but we need 2 witnesses. A specialty witness who can verify their understanding of the game, and a second witness just to be present. Again, we could spend over $1,000 to get just 1 Guinness witness present, but I don't have that money. So I need to outsource. Thankfully, I know good people that are very knowledgeable in the gaming world along with knowledgeable in Rocket League. But in the 3 months of waiting on those rules, I was already working on the next part, practice. I practiced enough to know that I could break the current record. To break down the record for the most goals scored in a match, you need to load up a 1v1 against a rookie bot. I already know what you guys are about to say. Oh my God, it's not even a real player. But let me tell you, it's not as easy as it sounds. I recommend giving it a try yourself. Who knows, maybe you'll beat my record. This record is all about kickoffs. You can beat the bot to the ball and get a clear shot in. But if you miss 1 shot, you better have a good recovery because that clock is ticking down. After much practicing and studying how this record works, I found 2 key components on it: the safe shot and the fast shot. You can go for a safe shot, drive into the ball, pop it high over the bot, and it's an easy goal. This shot would be about 3 seconds long. The fast shot: hit the ball as fast as you can to get it in the goal, which could be around 1.3 seconds of a shot. The issue is if you shoot the ball too low, the bot can jump and block it. Or you could just miss the shot entirely. This is valuable time wasted recovering the ball. A quick history on this record. I'm not sure where the bar started, but I have found proof of the record being around 90 goals, then 120 goals, then moved up to 130 goals. When I started, the record was at 141 goals. To do a complete run of this record, it takes about 30 minutes. Now, here's the day of the record, and all my practicing comes into play. Even though my witnesses are good friends, they have lives. I can restart a few times if I mess up, but I can't just keep restarting for hours if I mess up. It's time not only to break the record, but do so with an audience. The pressure is on, which brings us to our last part, performance. This is your moment. You told these people you can break the record. You already broke the record in the comfort of your room, restarting over and over. But the cameras are rolling, eyes are on you. It's time to show up and show out. If you've ever performed in front of someone, you already know it's easy to get in your head. But that wasn't gonna happen to me today. With many close calls and major recoveries, I did it. I won. I broke the record by 1 goal, 142 goals scored. I wanted to bring the bar higher, but I did what I set out to do. I broke the record and I got my Guinness official certificate. I was happy. Then someone broke it. And by a big jump too. They scored 148 goals. 6 more goals than me. I knew a balanced run was possible, balancing safe shots with fast shots. If a safe shot is about 3 seconds and a fast shot is about 1.3 seconds, I knew it was possible to have an average of 2 seconds per shot. That means that a perfectly balanced run could be 150 goals in one match. I also knew that was my record, and I wanted it back. So I applied for another new record attempt, and this time I wasn't playing. I spent months practicing and perfecting, meditating on this record. Then the day came. I told myself I'm not settling for anything less than 150 goals scored. All morning, I was on repeat. 150, 150, 150. I was focused. I was calm. I was ready. This means no mess ups. 30 minutes of straight, perfect kickoffs in Rocket League. I did it. I was ecstatic. I was high on this accomplishment for months. Now, one last part with Guinness. After you complete the record, you need to send it in, which takes another 3 months to verify the record. Unless you got another $800 to spend to speed up the process. They like money, but I got patience. In the time I was waiting for it to be verified, someone else broke the record. They brought the bar up to 149 goals. This made my 150 run even more satisfying, knowing if I broke the record by only 1 again, it would have been too late. Finally, when Guinness got back to me, they said there wasn't enough evidence. What? Side note, their website sucks, so I believe something went wrong while uploading all the footage. But I saved the replay of the record and uploaded that, and was happy to hear a couple weeks later, it was approved. I have actively held this record since 2021, but it didn't stop. I thought, why not go for another? So my significant other and I decided to go for the most goals scored in a 2v2 match. I taught her everything I learned and we got on the grind. Mind you, this record was only 94 goals and we blew it out of the water. We got 141 goals scored. We waited and boom, got our certificate. We have actively held this record since 2022, but let's get another. So we grabbed my sister, who's also been playing Rocket League since 2015. The record now, most goals scored in a 3v3 match. We practiced and practiced. I believe the current record was something around 41 goals, and we raised the bar. Good job. Real good job. Hot take. All right, guys.
One for the record books.
Yeah, one for the record book. 144 goals scored. We have actively held this record since 2023. So here we are in 2024, and every year I break records. So let's do it again, but this one just slightly different. Most goals scored in a game of Rocket League on the unfair difficulty. This is a 1v3, and the bots are not on the rookie difficulty, but rather all-star. Now, I know the bots are not that good, but let me tell you, the RNG of this record is insane. This is the most frustrating RNG record of them all. The current record was only 20 goals, but I was ready. Well, what's cool about this is 34 is a brand new PB. Oh, that's it. 34. 34 goals. Not too bad. Could have been slightly better RNG and control on the ball, but I beat the record, and not by 1, but by 14, which felt good. If you want to watch these record breaks, go check them out on my channel. I have the entire 30-minute video along with highlight reels right next to them. So this leaves us to the here and now. I just got the certificate in the mail, and if you've been watching this far, please leave a like. This takes a lot of work to put all this together, but we're going to open this together. Let's rip this open. Oh, right there, you see it? I don't want to bend this. Not bend it. Oh, officially amazing. Oh. Let's open it up. And it just slides out. Nice. Oh, guys, take a look. The most goals scored in a game of Rocket League on the unfair difficulty is 34 and was achieved by Joseph H. Balaka, which means it's time to add it to all of the other records. Here I have my frame where I have layered all of the records, and this one is going to be the new one right out in front. Getting this thing open is a record in itself. All right, that took longer than it needed, but let's give it a look. Starting with our first one, 42 goals. Which then moved up to the current and active record, 150 goals. Then turned into 141 goals. And then here's the 3v3 with 144 goals. And now the new one on top, 34 goals on the unfair difficulty. Thank you everyone for watching. I have more world records that I'm cooking up in the back, so if you've enjoyed this and you want to support my journey, hit that subscribe button. It means the world. But until our next video, keep jamming, and I'll see you then.